once asked me what evil was. There are things that you're better off not understanding.
I promised to do everything I could to protect you.
Protect me? From what?
In every child's nightmare, there's an element of truth.
The powers of this world are very strong.
They are stealing children. This is war.
Who is willing to fight for true freedom?
Now is the time to choose a side.
Good afternoon, family and friends, and I must tell you guys, I am so excited to finally be making this video. HBO has finally decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on his Dark Materials. Sunday night, right after the finale of Game of Thrones, which is a whole nother kettle of fish, they decided to debut the teaser trailer for this new television show they have coming. And right off the bat, the cast looks amazing. The cast looks amazing. The casting looks amazing. And for this just epic trilogy of fantasy novels by Philip Pullman, I can't really think of a better platform than HBO. They've shown to have a real, true history of bringing to life really fantastical stories. So I'm very excited that they are the ones that are going to be moving forward with this. For those of you who aren't familiar with his Dark Materials, they're novels. There are 3 in particular. And some of you will actually sort of remember some source material from back in, I want to say, 2007. They actually did try to make a movie out of the Golden Compass, and the movie the movie wasn't allowed to really flesh out what goes on truly in the right nature in this universe. And I think now with HBO, we're going to finally get a chance to dive into it. So let's just jump right into this teaser. So as I mentioned before, this series, they've got some amazing casting going on. As you can clearly see, the first shot we've got here of any character is James McAvoy. So, I mean, when you've got a television series and you got Mr. McAvoy, you know, as one of your central characters, I think that's a pretty phenomenal feat. I don't want to bog down my initial review of this trailer and, you know, my reaction with all of the lore from the books. I think sometimes we do tend to do that to properties. You know, we start saying, oh, well, how is it going to compare to the books? And, man, we haven't even seen, you know, the first actual, you know, real trailer for what we're going to witness. So I'll just say that, you know, in this television show, his Dark Materials, it's one of the more supreme works of imaginative fiction. And it's for children and adults. So I think that's going to be something that HBO is going to kind of be able to really hit on. Where some of their older shows weren't, you know, that diverse in terms of what the audience could be. But in the initial book with Northern Lights, it introduces Lyra, and we see her here as well. She's an orphan, and she lives in a parallel universe where, you know, theology and magic and science, they're all intertwined. And she's searching, you know, at some point, you know, towards the beginning for a friend that's been kidnapped. And, you know, she ends up, you know, uncovering this super sinister plot with stolen children, and it turns into this quest. And, you know, she's trying to understand this mysterious phenomenon called dust. And like I said, that's really, you know, going a little bit deeper than I want to. But, you know, just looking at these initial images, I think the twist they're going to try to take with it is going to be more of a thematic one. And I think they're really going to be able, you know, to succeed with that. I can't wait to see how, you know, they present the demons in this universe, in this television universe. I think it's going to be very interesting. For me, when I read the books, my favorite character was Yorick. I love the fact that, you know, Pullman did a really good job of not trying to force human qualities onto the demons. You know, he was very specific in that, you know, he wanted to let these creatures be just what they were. They're animals, and they were very unapologetic about that. And going back to applaud the casting, just looking at these still shots of the people that they've got roped in, in my opinion, it's somewhat of an ensemble cast, depending upon how deep into the acting world you go. But Daphne Keene is definitely up and coming. Tyler Howard, Ian Peck, Ruta Getmentis, Ruth Wilson, I've already mentioned, James McAvoy, Anne-Marie Duff, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Kate Rudder, Nabil, Yawabi. I mean, it's they really went all in, and I think this is HBO's way of saying, hey, we're giving this a second or third run, and this time this is gonna be the run. This is going to be it. There's not going to have to be another incarnation of this. I don't know what model they're going to try to follow here. I would imagine that maybe they're going to, address the Northern Lights first, and then they'll move on to the Subtle Knife, which is the second book, and then on to the Amber Spyglass. And there were also some additional pieces wrote, 2 shorter books in the same universe, with Lyra's Oxford and Once Upon a Time in the North. I believe that this preview gives viewers a very serious taste of what we can expect from this show's imaginary world. We've got airships, we've got polar bears, we've got this very great stellar stacked cast. I believe that we can definitely expect a very high production value. They're already saying that it's going to be one of the most expensive productions in British history, which makes a ton of sense, seeing as you would definitely need a lot of high quality CGI to realistically pull off this fantasy world that Pullman came up with. We've got some very proven guys behind the camera. We've got Tom Hopper. He was the director behind Les Miserables and The King's Speech. He's going to be filming the first 2 episodes. And then, writer Jack Thorne, who, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, for his part, he's going to be helping to adapt this first book in the trilogy into an 8-episode season, and the whole thing is being co-produced by BBC and HBO. So this sounds like a slam dunk. I think HBO may have found their next property that carries them through the next 4 to 5 years. So in closing, I'm really hoping that you guys are excited as I am. Like I said before, I've been really looking forward to this, and I really think that HBO and BBC are definitely the entities that we want to be at the helm of something like this, because this is such a rich world and it's got so much potential, and I think that we are in for such a treat. Guys, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what you think about the content we've been putting out. Let me know how you feel about this upcoming series. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to do weekly videos on it. I can't wait to break it down. I can't wait to see how they adapt what we already have in terms of source material in the books and how they decide to play it out on screen. So like, comment, share. I will be posting more videos later this week on some other items that, of course, we've got coming out, and I'm really looking forward to hearing back from you guys with some really good, decent feedback. As always, this was written. Be blessed.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Looking out across the nighttime, the city sleep inside.